Today we are going to explore the touristic sites of Tirana, but before we get started we have to make one quick stop as usual, and that is coffee. Let's get some coffee. So our first public transport experience hasn't been the best.
We don't know what's going on yet, so...
I downloaded two apps, neither of which seemed to link in with actually what's going on. So instead we spoke with two different people in very, very broken English, and bless them, they really tried to help us. And then we just saw this blue bus here and we ran. And we still haven't paid, and we are on this bus for free. But we think someone is going to come and charge us.
For what I understood, someone's going to come and charge, but I can be wrong.
We'll see. And then we're going to get to the Dajti Express. So that was our first bus journey here in Tirana. Didn't quite go according to plan because we couldn't really make a plan, because whilst the public transport here is pretty decent and very cheap and like quite simple, it's not on Google Maps, which makes it much more difficult for us to be able to plan our routes. I've been playing with using a couple different apps that I've downloaded, but I haven't quite managed to figure out if they're actually reliable or not. Maybe in a future video I can confirm which is the best app to download for as far as tips goes and as far as making this work. But we're here now and we're gonna get the Dajti Express. Nearly 5-kilometer long cable car journey that is going to take us up to the top of the mountains. It's the most popular tourist thing to do in all of Albania, and if you're scared of heights, probably shouldn't be doing this. How you feeling?
I don't know. Look at this.
So at the top, you got a whole complex where you've got mini golf, you've got an adventure park, you've got different little tours around with the farm, and then you've got a hotel that you can stay at and a restaurant that you can eat, which is where we are going to go, because apparently there's an amazing view from the restaurant, well, of course, and we're hungry and want breakfast. Cold.
Yeah, it's quite cold in here. I didn't anticipate that could be cold. It's just like 30 degrees down there, so I didn't expect at all this, like right here is going to be a bit cooler, so. We have no idea about how this would be like, so
Local food.
yeah, I just didn't expect being like this.
Well, first rate the view. Ah.
It's very good. It's very good.
Like a soup, like a stew.
I could explain like a stew.
Is it like the flavours, like the local Albanian flavours from before?
Very, very good, yeah. And cheese. As we are on the way back down, I will give you some numbers. The bus to get here was 80 lek each. To ride a cable car, we also paid
1,400 lek for each of us. And our lunch was a total cost of 1,700 for main side and drinks. We were wondering if that would be more expensive because it's just a touristic place, but actually the price was pretty good. The facility as you get there is also pretty nice. You have a lot of different activities for kids, for adults, for anyone. Nice restaurants and cafes. So I think it's very nice. If you would like to spend a day out there, you could. We don't want to do that because it's just not our style, and we're gonna go to the museum and other place, but it's pretty nice. I'm not sure if it's because of the beginning of the summer, but this was pretty empty. There was no lines, it wasn't crowded, like very easy to come up.
Obviously the biggest appeal of the cable car and the Dajti mountain complex is the stunning view that you get of not just Tirana, but on a clear day you can see all the way to the ocean. Obviously that depends upon the weather. We got a part where it was rainy and the whole of the city became unviewable, and then as it cleared up, as you can see on a little montage, it became once again a stunning view. Like, it's the way the mountain just overlooks the city, and it shows it's only 5 kilometers apart. It's kind of crazy the way you've got like complete rural mountainous areas and then the capital city of Albania just tucked in below, and the views are just breathtaking. Now we are at the second of our touristy attractions here in Tirana, which is BunkArt, situated inside a nuclear bunker. Albania was a strong, aggressive, suppressive, isolated communist country, and the leader of which was a complete, well, at least he went through a massive paranoid phase where he was petrified of nuclear annihilation. And in fact, dotted throughout the country of Albania are nuclear bunkers all over the place. So I'm going to film inside, see what this is like. But it's a very strange and innovative use of the bunker space, and obviously it makes for an interesting tourist attraction. There are 2 of these. One is here, right next to the Dajti Express, and then there's another one which is in a central bunker which is right downtown. We bought a double ticket, so we will be going there later, but first let's check this out. All of these doors are properly thick and bolted, ready to close in case of nuclear meltdown. You can actually hear the voice of the military dictator Enver Hoxha, who actually personally used this phone at one time.
I can't understand anything. It's true.
So this is really where you get a first look into the inside of life in communist Albania, which was completely inaccessible to the outside world before the 1990s. I believe this is the dictator's private quarters because it has some sort of special casing around the wall which allows him to breathe and stay alive for longer. I could be wrong, so all these facts, in fact, if they're wrong, let me know in the comments below. Alright, so that was BunkArt 1. We're going to head to BunkArt 2 and get some lunch. Well, not in that order. Anyway, this video is about our first impressions, just as well as highlighting a few of the tourist attractions here in Tirana. Firstly, I want to say, whilst this city is very walkable, as in it's like everything is quite close, it's quite a small city, there aren't very good pedestrian paths, right?
Yeah. And the drivers are way too crazy. They just drive, like there is no rules. They just do whatever they want to do.
Yeah, it's not like they're taking care because of the fact that they know that the paths aren't great. Like you keep having to switch sides. Sometimes paths just in the middle of like a road will just stop appearing. It's not the best to walk around. Like, it feels like it could be dangerous, but everyone seems calm about it, so maybe it's not that bad, but it's not like a pleasant walk around everywhere. It is a bit more hassle, right?
Yeah, definitely. First impression is every single corner, they will have a coffee shop packed with people just drinking coffee and talking. They're not really eating and smoking. Yeah, like everywhere you're gonna find a different coffee shop, and everybody just will be there talking and smoking and drinking coffee.
We have a massive cafe culture here, which obviously is kind of similar to Italy, except that they don't have food in most of these places. Like,
yeah.
Maybe every now and again you've got some places that have like pastries and whatnot, but it's not about the food. It's about just sitting down. Like we were walking around for a couple hours and walked past so many different coffee shops and couldn't get a bite to eat because it was just all espressos and people sitting down outside observing, chatting and having a cigarette. Another thing that struck me about in our first few days in Tirana is the amount of green. What a coincidence I filmed it here, but there is so much green throughout the city. It's actually a very beautiful city, both architecturally and with all the greenery, which is surprising considering the history of this place, which is a very prominent part of the culture and tourism. Obviously, as we're going to BunkArt now, you can see the vast history of communism permeating through, but that hasn't affected the modern culture of the city, or if anything, it spurred the modern city to really be its own thing and be its own beautiful place, and they've done a really good job. And now we have arrived at BunkArt 2. How was it?
Yeah, it was intense. The end was horrible. The torture board was just horrible to read what they used to do to people. So yeah, that was like disgusting.
Don't feel good after it?
No, I don't feel good at all.
But good to have been?
Yeah, it's good to know like about the history and about everything that people went through, but isn't nice.
But it's something that you should do.
Yeah, it's something you should do for you to know about Albania, but it's tough.
Communism.
Yeah, about the communism and everything. We paid 1,000 each of us to go and visit both of the museums. But if you buy the combined one, you have 72 hours to use it. But I don't recommend you to do both at the same day because it's very tiring. Now it's like 7:30.
Like emotionally exhausting.
It's just exhausting. It's like it's too much. My brain is just like it's burning out right now. So if you buy the combined, you will pay a little bit cheaper, and you can use in 72 hours. So it's better if you do one in one day and other in other because it's just too much.
Yeah, so that was pretty intense and like really dark, like emotionally pretty exhausting, because that was just not nice to find out about the way people were treated. Good thing though that is not a reflection of the Tirana and the Albania that we are in today, but it has slightly made me feel a little bit less hungry, but not less hungry enough that we ain't gonna go straight to dinner. So we're now gonna go to Oda, which is a Albanian local cuisine place, because what we've recently figured out in our first few days here is that Albanian food is top notch. We ourselves as vegetarians are somewhat restricted on what we can eat here. It's almost impossible, not quite, but almost impossible to be a vegan here, particularly a nourished vegan, so we're sticking to vegetarianism whilst we're here. But the food in general is very impressive.
first plate.
That's so good.
Just tomato and delicious. Everything's just so good.
I'm so impressed.
Dessert to finish our meal. How was it?
Phenomenal. Nothing overly impressive or fancy, but just so good. So good.
So after this amazing meal, this is our day exploring Tirana. I'm pretty sure to the end of this trip we're gonna have much and more things to bring to you. We'll be exploring all of Albania, not just Tirana, so stay tuned for more. Comment, like it, share with your friends. We're trying to grow this channel, so all of help is very appreciated. Thank you so much for watching it, and I think I'll see you in the next one.